Hi, my name is Oktay. Today's video is about the molecule CO2, carbon dioxide. It is about its properties, its effect on the climate, and a project called Energiewende, that's the transition to renewable energies. This is what the molecule CO2 looks like. It's a linear molecule. This is the space-filling model of this molecule. And the CO double bond has a very high bond energy. This makes this molecule very stable. Here's a comparison of two tiny molecules, water and CO2. You can see there's a different bond angle, 180 degrees for CO2, 104.5 degrees for H2O. The CO2 molecule is more than double the molecular mass, but it still has a gas at 20 degrees Celsius and 1 bar because it has no intermolecular hydrogen bonds like the water. There's also a difference in dipole moment. Both molecules have polar bonds, but in water you have a dipole moment because you have one negative side, that's the oxygen side, and one positive side, that's the hydrogen side. Whereas in the CO2 molecule, these partial moments cancel each other out. That's why CO2 has no dipole moment. This is the reaction of CO2 with H2O. You can see most of the CO2 molecules are just dissolved in water. They don't react. Only a few react to carbonic acid. That makes CO2 in water just slightly acidic, and that's why you can use it for soft drinks. It gives the soft drinks a refreshing taste. Like water, CO2 is a molecule of life. It is needed for the photosynthesis reaction. The molecule glucose has the formula C6H12O6. So you get CO2 has only one carbon atom, so you need 6 CO2, and you need 6 water, because glucose has 12 hydrogen atoms, and the byproduct of the photosynthesis is 6 O2 molecules. And this reaction is only possible because of the natural greenhouse effect of CO2 in the Earth's atmosphere. This effect lifts the average temperatures on Earth from below 0 degrees Celsius to above 0 degrees Celsius to 14 degrees Celsius. This makes liquid water possible, and this makes photosynthesis possible. This is a quantum mechanics rule called selection rule. It says vibrations that change the dipole moment are all infrared active. The main components of air are nitrogen and oxygen. They can only swing back and forth, and this does not change the dipole moment. That's why they're infrared inactive. And this picture shows the different vibrations of the CO2 molecule. At the left, you have the symmetric stage. In this case, the partial moments cancel each other out, and that's why it's infrared inactive. However, the CO2 molecule can also stretch antisymmetric. And this is infrared active because now the partial charges don't cancel each other out. And the bending of the CO2 molecule is also infrared active. This is a picture of the total world annual primary energy consumption. It shows the progress of all nations. But it's also a problem because most of this energy generation comes from fossil fuels. And that's why the CO2 concentration in air has gone up from 280 parts per million at the beginning of the Industrial Revolution to 421 parts per million, where it's now. So this means one of 3 CO2 molecules comes from human activities. A comparison of the inner solar system planets gives you an idea of the power of the greenhouse effect. The planet Mercury is just at 0.39 AU. It's closest to the Sun. It's quite hot with 167 degrees Celsius. However, the planet Venus with 0.7 AU is the hottest planet in the solar system with 464 degrees Celsius. And that's because of its dense CO2 atmosphere with 92 bar atmospheric pressure. And that's why Venus is the hottest planet in the solar system. This is one of the catastrophes we had in recent years. That's a flood in 2021 in Germany. And there were over 200 people died in Germany and Belgium. With the rising concentration of the CO2, the cycles of water both in the atmosphere and in the oceans are weakening. And this makes these extreme weather events more likely. That's why this flood that's contributed to this flood. And this is a warning sign from nature. Some people try to put the blame on China or Australia for the high CO2 emissions. This picture shows CO2 emissions per capita. And you can see this dark blue. This is Germany. Yes, Australia is higher than Germany, but China is not. And if you see all these countries at the top of the list, you can see this is a first world problem. It has nothing to do with overpopulation in third world countries. One other thing is very interesting. France is in the middle. And you can see there are big gaps between USA and Germany, for example, but also between Germany and France. And this tells you that there's a big potential for progress. This is a picture from a village in Germany called Lützerath. There's a big German corporation, energy corporation, RWE, Germany called RWE. And they want to destroy this village for brown coal mining. There was a lawsuit, and RWE won this lawsuit. The court confirmed their mining plans. And this is a catastrophe because brown coal mining brown coal is known for its lowest energy density. That's the dirtiest form of fossil fuels. And there's, in my opinion, only way to react to these plants, and that's boycott this company. There are many people trying to ridicule Greta Thunberg. Here's a quote from Greta Thunberg. We cannot solve a crisis without telling it is a crisis. And if solutions within the system are so impossible to find, then maybe we should change the system itself. And in my opinion, Greta Thunberg is right. The climate crisis produces winners and losers. One of the winners is tiger mosquito. Just a few decades ago, the tiger mosquito had no survival chance in Germany because it was not hot enough. But now it is established. And tiger mosquito is known as a carrier of the Zika virus, and that's bad news. On the other hand, the polar bear with melting of the ice caps has a little chance of catching a seal. It can't build up fat reserves, and that's why the polar bears are a very endangered species. But also humans are also among the losers because according to the European Environmental Agency, there are over 300,000 deaths in 1 year, each year, by air pollution just in the EU, and around 9 million deaths worldwide. And there are three main contributors. One is energy generation, one is industrial processes, and transport. This is another big danger. This is called tipping points. We are very close to some of these tipping points. This means if one of these events occur, this could tip the balance in nature and could initiate more tipping points. For example, if the permafrost in Siberia is lost, then huge amounts of methane come into the air, and the global warming effect is strengthened. This will increase the melting of the polar caps, and this could kill the cycles in the oceans, water cycles in the oceans, for example, the Gulf Stream. This could initiate a chain reaction. This is called Energiewende in Germany, this transition to renewable energies. And you can see 2014, this light blue is wind energy, yellow is solar energy. And you can see from 2014 to 2020, there's a doubling. And this year, first half of this year, we had 49% energy from renewable sources. That's very good, because it means we have automatically means we have fewer deaths by air pollution. There are over 344,000 jobs in Germany in the sector of renewable energies. And in my opinion, this project Energiewende could be completed within this decade, because we need just a bit more than another doubling, and we are almost there. Recently, there were a big progress with new technologies and wind energy, and that's why I think this is absolutely possible. These are the solutions to the climate crisis. You need renewable energies, solar, wind, hydropower. You need to save energy. There's, for example, a known problem that's the standby consumption of electronic devices like TV and computers. This must be solved. Another solution is smart grid. We need to democratize the grid. Everybody should be able to participate in the grid to transfer energy to the grid and get it back from the grid. We need energy storage, for example, battery systems, but there are also other storage forms for energy. And electric vehicles are also part of the solution, because the electric engine is known for its low energy consumption and its high energy efficiency. For example, the electric engine motor has at least 80% efficiency, and the gas engine has around 16% efficiency. And you need to consider the entire process that is related to the gas car. You need the extraction of the crude oil, then transport over thousands of kilometers, then the refining process, and then the distribution to the gas station. And this gives gas engines a horrible ecological footprint, in my opinion. This is a great decision in Germany. This is a €9 ticket. It was introduced in June, and this was a limited time, June, July, and August of this year. You could get a €9 ticket for public transport. This ticket gave you unlimited access to all regional and train bus lines. And this was a great success. 52 million tickets were sold. And this meant that 1.8 million tons of CO2 were saved. And that's a lot. For next year, 2023, there's a continuation of this program in planning. And this new ticket will cost €49 per month. In the media, you can always hear this question, who's going to pay for it? In my opinion, this is how you pay for it. The top 15 countries in this list could easily save a combined $1 trillion per year, in my opinion. And I'm absolutely not against the military. That's a really noble profession, important profession, helping innocent people. But this is a gigantic waste of money, and we could save a lot of money and use it for new technologies that really help normal people. This is another reason to complete the Energiewende. We have all these horrible wars in Ukraine and the Middle East. And if you follow the news, you know what this guy at the right side has done. And the Energiewende gives you the opportunity to let the money circulate in your own country. Don't transfer billions of euros and dollars to these people. With the transition to renewable energies, you could strengthen the economy in your own country. That's the point. My next video will be about this chemical element. It's my favorite chemical element, and it's a part of the solution. That's lithium. That was today's video about CO2. Thank you for watching. Have a nice day. Bye-bye.